Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner just kind of going back and forth. Caitlin shooing her off like, hey, shoo.
Caitlin Clark had this situation right here with DeWanna Bonner.
With Caitlin Clark having an interaction with DeWanna Bonner out on the middle of the floor, sort of waving her back to the bench.
DeWanna Bonner says, yeah, it was a foul. And Clark is saying, no foul.
Caitlin Clark threw her hand at her.
DeWanna Bonner stops while walking to her bench, and the two of them are going at it.
DeWanna Bonner, who you think you is? Who you think you is trying to walk up on Caitlin Clark like that? Who you think you are? You ain't nothing but a scammer, a quitter, and a traitor.
Just minutes ago, in a fiery showdown, Caitlin Clark stood face-to-face with DeWanna Bonner, waving her back to the bench. What followed left fans in shock and sparked a serious investigation into this heated clash.
Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner just kind of going back and forth. Caitlin shooing her off like, hey, shoo. Just telling her, go on about her way, man. Now,
during the game, Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner went back and forth on the court, with Caitlin waving her hand and motioning for Bonner to move away, brushing her off like shoo. This fiery exchange instantly showed how tense the matchup had become.
Caitlin Clark had this situation right here with DeWanna Bonner. Now the referee stood there. Caitlin Clark threw her hand at her.
In another heated moment, Caitlin Clark threw her hand at Bonner, telling her to get away while Bonner continued complaining to the referees.
With Caitlin Clark having an interaction with DeWanna Bonner out on the middle of the floor, sort of waving her back to the bench.
Late in the game, Caitlin Clark had a direct confrontation with Bonner on the middle of the floor, waving her back toward the bench.
But they come up, and then you see Caitlin Clark to the right behind the coach coming out and jawing at DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner says, yeah, it was a foul. And Clark is saying, no foul.
As tensions rose, Caitlin Clark stepped up and jawed at Bonner, firmly saying no foul, while waving her away. Bonner pushed back, insisting it was a foul, turning the situation into a heated verbal clash between the two.
But she did get fouled. Like, I think even the commentators, these were the ultimate homer commentators, didn't see a foul.
Walking toward her bench, Bonner stopped to continue arguing as Clark brushed her off.
And they just weren't calling it fair on both sides of the court, but I don't want to blame it all on the refs. However, there was one interesting moment where DeWanna Bonner just got a little tap after the shot, and she took a horrible shot.
Although the Fever lost the game, the biggest moment came when Clark and Bonner clashed in a fiery exchange. Their confrontation shocked fans and added fuel to the growing animosity between them.
Look, go scream your ass on over there. Remember? Going on over there because you lame now.
The standoff drew attention as Clark stood her ground and refused to back down.
But there was an exchange between Bonner and Cece out on the middle of the floor. Caitlin, basically, they were arguing about a foul call.
Bonner clearly didn't like being dismissed, and the fiery exchange became one of the night's most talked about highlights.
DeWanna Bonner stops while walking to her bench, and the two of them are going at it, continuing to talk, and coaches are having to restrain Caitlin Clark.
Coaches even had to step in to restrain Caitlin Clark, as both players kept exchanging words in front of everyone.
There's a little bad blood between the two, right? The team, not them two, but the team with DB and Alyssa Thomas.
There has long been bad blood between Bonner and the Fever, with moments of tension spilling over into this game.
Go ahead. You lame now. Bye. Scream over there. Complaining to the referees. Whoopsie daisy.
After the altercation, Clark dismissed Bonner as lame and accused her of quitting. The heated words spread quickly among fans, sparking outrage and debate over Bonner's reputation.
The run at the end of the first half was where the game was lost, in my opinion. I thought the Fever were losing this game going in on the road. But that last bit brought a little life to things. Not only the Fever fighting back in it, but again, Caitlin Clark being so feisty in that moment.
Observers noted how the heated interaction stood out even more than the Fever's loss. proving that Clark and Bonner's feud had become the main storyline of the night.
DeWanna Bonner, who you think you is? Who you think you is trying to walk up on Caitlin Clark like that? Who you think you are? You ain't nothing but a scammer, a quitter, and a traitor.
Some furious fans labeled Bonner a scammer, quitter, and traitor for turning on Caitlin Clark after once posing as a mentor.
Bonner won on this. Caitlin can't talk from the bench. When you quit on a team like DeWanna Bonner did, anyone can talk.
Reactions also focused on Bonner's past, with many saying that anyone who quit on the Fever had no right to challenge Caitlin Clark.
The drama of the night to me, you know what I'm saying? There was a couple hard fouls, but, you know, at this point, that's just what the W is, man.
Even in discussions about the Fever's performance, fans agreed the most shocking moment was Clark standing up to Bonner. The fiery clash overshadowed the score and left supporters buzzing online.
And then, of course, I think she did it this year, too. And, of course, DB coming and quitting on the team. Yeah, man, there's some animosity between the Indiana Fever and those two specifically.
The clash with Caitlin Clark highlighted the animosity, showing that the rivalry is far from over.
You was just acting like a mentor to her when we brought you in. Us fans never even wanted your, oh my God, we never even wanted your sorry ass.
They argued she betrayed the team and embarrassed herself with the confrontation.
You don't just quit on a team on a personal level. It isn't basketball.
The fallout painted Bonner as someone unworthy of respect.
But, yeah, man, they were blowing those layups. We didn't have Natasha Howard come out strong on the offensive side this game. They just needed one more person, man. One more person.
As the Fever struggled, it was Bonner and Alyssa Thomas leading the way for the opposing side, adding insult to injury.
You know, if it's one player in the W that need to get paid, like really get her back, it's Lexi Hall, bro.
Analysts pointed out that the heated moments showed how fragile the Fever's playoff push had become.
She's got to be feeling a certain type of way. And that's ultimately like the whole, and I'll talk about this more on my live, the whole dynamics behind the scene. It does make you scratch your head off on, you know, what's going on, the same vague statement being.
The altercation wasn't just a viral clip. It raised questions about the Fever's dynamics and how much weight Clark's presence carried.
A lot of the traveling, a lot, she tried though. I'm like I said, I'm cool with aerial powers. Man. Dantes, pack her up, ship her back to Brazil.
Frustrated fans warned that without Clark's return, the Fever were doomed to be swept in the playoffs.
Having a personal issue with one of the main players in the other team is a very easy way to motivate yourself to make a game a slugfest.
Commentators stressed that if the Fever faced the Mercury in the postseason, it would not be about pure basketball. Instead, it would turn into a slugfest fueled by personal rivalries like Clark versus Bonner.
And believe it or not, we actually played a pretty solid game in the second half. I mean, that second quarter was atrocious. We fell behind by a lot, and we could never fully recover. We did get within 2 possessions multiple times. We had a good shot at this game.
Even in the narrow loss, the confrontation with Bonner was seen as the defining takeaway. It highlighted both the challenges ahead and how much the Fever's success hinged on Clark's battles on and off the floor.
Yeah, man, they were shooting abysmal from the three. This doesn't necessarily show how bad they were shooting. I want to say in that third quarter, they had that bad sequence.
The fact that Bonner shined while clashing with Clark only deepened concerns for Indiana's future.
When the game's on the line, she hitting her shots. In key situations, Lexi might not ball out every game, but she make her shots when it counts, bro.
Clark's confrontation with Bonner added pressure as the team slipped back in the standings.
The decision will fall with Caitlin Clark, or should fall with Caitlin Clark, or if she decides to make it fall with Caitlin Clark, she should be able to have that sort of sway.
Many saw the fight as a proof she was still the emotional leader, despite her injury status.
She can't play. The lady can't move, y'all. The lady can't move. I'm sorry. She's a nice lady. She cannot move her feet, man. She got cement in her shoes.
Bonner's outburst against Clark became a symbol of how vulnerable the Fever were without their star.
Hopefully, the Indiana Fever can pull out these last 3 games. I do feel like the Lynx I think they will bench their starters. I don't see a reason for them to be playing.
At this point, man, I don't even know if we make the playoffs, guys. I just gotta be for real.
It's not as if that, that means the Fever are going to hoist a championship trophy or anything like that. And certainly the mood was worse earlier in the day.
This is bad, man. This is really, really bad. This is bad basketball, bad product. Amber Cox, Kelly Krauskopf, y'all are bums. Y'all put a terrible team together.
If they want to beat this team in the playoffs, and there's a chance they face this team in the playoffs, if they want to beat them in the playoffs, they're not going to beat them by being a better basketball team. Because the Fever are not the better basketball team. They're going to have to beat them by making it scrappy. They're going to have to beat them by making it a slugfest. And
do y'all think the Fever can finish the season strong after that heated clash with Bonner? Or will this drama drag them down? At this point, I don't even know if the Fever will make the playoffs, especially with everything going on between Clark and Bonner. It does make you think, if Caitlin Clark is fired up like this now, what will happen when the stakes get even higher? Bonner, you're not half the player Caitlin Clark is on your best day. Don't get it confused. The Fever can't out-basketball Phoenix. If they want to win, they'll have to turn it into a fight, just like we saw with Bonner. The fiery confrontation with Bonner became the defining moment, overshadowing everything else about this game. This battle was just the beginning. Caitlin Clark versus DeWanna Bonner is far from over. Stay tuned for what happens next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.